I'm going to talk to you about several things about the coffee industry, some trends, pest analysis, competition, customers, and I'm going to start with telling you some basic data about coffee. There's 1.4 billion cups of coffee sold around the world every day. Coffee is also the second most popular drink around the world after water. Every citizen of the UK consumes 1.7 kilos of coffee every year, and the top five branded coffee chains in the UK by number of outlets are Greggs, that has 1,621 outlets in the UK, followed by Costa, then Starbucks, then Cafe Nero, and then Pret a Manger. In the UK, British men consume 13 cups of coffee every week, while British women consume 11 cups every week, and 40% of the coffee produced around the world is in Brazil or Colombia. Now I'm going to talk to you about what's hot right now on the coffee industry. First of all, coffee is no longer considered just a drink. Now is more like an experience. This is mainly influenced by millennials because they give a lot of importance to everything they do, eat, drink, to be Instagram worthy because they give a lot of importance to their social media. As we all know, another very important trend right now is gourmet coffee. Gourmet coffee is used regular coffee that has been added aromas to enhance their original taste and their original aroma. Gourmet coffee is possible right now because of the variety of beans and all the new procedures that have been coming to the coffee market. There's also a debate about gourmet coffee right now because people don't really know if this is quality coffee or if it's just a marketing strategy by the industry in general. Now I'm going to talk to you about the third wave of coffee. This is a way to explain all the different steps in the coffee movement, to say it that way. The first wave is when coffee just first hit the mainstream, when it started to become popular. Then the second wave is when specialty coffee and all the coffee culture built around it is gaining a lot of popularity in the coffee customers. And the third wave is when coffee beans hit a score from 80 to 100 on their purity. And then there's the fourth and the fifth wave of coffee. The fourth wave is mainly centered about the science around coffee and looking at coffee in much of a scientific way and more technological. The fifth wave is a revolutionary way of doing business where coffee shops will give special importance to the customer needs. Now we are going to talk about the timeline in the history of coffee, starting at the year 1999, where the total branded coffee shop turnover was of 280 million pounds. Then, on the year 2007, the first iPhone was released, which was a very important event on this year. And then YouTube was also released, which has made loads of content very accessible to everyone and for free. And the third wave of coffee first saw the light. And then in 2009, the main event was the global financial crisis, which has affected the economy in many ways. And it has also affected the coffee industry. And now the coffee industry has to face some new challenges, which are Brexit, the decline in the high street footfall because of the success of online shopping, and their market saturation because customers now have so many options that it's very difficult to stand out as a business. And now we are going to talk about some key factors shaping UK's coffee shop industry. The first key factor is that non-specialists are challenging the traditional coffee shops because on the year 218 there was an historical decline on the number of pubs in the UK. And this is because people are just looking for a healthier lifestyle, and this is kind of what is popular now, to just be healthier. And to be honest, the coffee industry has really capitalized this new trend. The second important factor is that tailored experience-led offerings will be key to high street survival. Now, coffee shops are successfully capitalizing this new cultural trend, and coffee shops are becoming destinations to work, to socialize, and they are just more convenient to everyone. Coffee shops are capitalizing this new trend by offering in-store experiences as tastings, barista theaters, in-house roasting, and this will help to foster a culture of engagement with their customers. And the third key factor shaping the industry will be the popularity of smartphones. Coffee shops must convert digital trends into in-store experiences, as digital engagement can make the difference in maintaining the footfall. By becoming an experiential destination, they will achieve a power of inclusion by focusing in sustainability, helping coffee producers, and giving back to the local community. Their main goals will be to achieve inclusivity, championing causes, and just give a feeling of togetherness to their customers. Now we are going to look at the PEST analysis. PEST is an analytical tool used to assess a market situation. Regarding the political factors, there will be a potential increase or decrease on tariffs for coffee beans importation after Brexit decisions, and there can be potential business-government relations through tariffs and taxes. About the economic factors, the industry is still feeling the effects of the recession in 2008, because customers are just feeling more conscious about how they are spending their money. The barriers to enter the industry are very low, the industry is price inelastic, and there can be a potential Brexit economic setback. Regarding the social factors, people are showing more interest in the coffee market because of everything that I've mentioned before. UK is very open to migration, which creates a cosmopolitan environment, and there's a high standard of living generally. Generally, people in the UK have a quite good economic situation. The technological factors, there's cheaper and better coffee machines to use at home, so people will consume more coffee at their homes and will stop going to coffee shops for their daily cup. The development in coffee machines doesn't only affect customers, it also affects the suppliers, because there will be a more efficient production, so it will give greater benefits to the businesses, and it will allow smaller companies to brew their own coffee, and it will increase competition. And now let's talk about the environment, which worries all of us right now. Some of the land that is currently used for coffee production can be unproductive by 2015. And then there's also an increasing awareness over plastic use, and this can affect costs on the coffee takeaway market, as they will have to look for alternatives for the plastic cups, and they will have to be reusable. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the competition. I've divided this in the five forces. The first one is the threat of new entrants. This is quite dangerous, as the barriers to enter the industry are very low, and also the success barriers are very low as well. There's also the threat of substitutes, as there's many ways to get caffeine, and there's low switching costs, as customers can find caffeine in many other drinks, as sodas, energy drinks, and it wouldn't mean them to have to spend more money to get to the caffeine. The third force is the bargaining power of buyers. Buyers can switch brands very easily, so this gives them the right to bargain with their suppliers a lot more. Then there's also the bargaining power of suppliers. Then we have the industry rivalry, which is very, very high, because it comes from big chains, from small independent coffee shops. So yeah, all this means that the competition of the industry is highly fragmented, and is just increasing and increasing, and it will continue to grow in the future in different ways, paying attention to bringing a better experience, and also including the digital aspect of these new generations and social media.